to the Pinax Report.
Pinax Report. Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Live only on Pinaxtv.
Ebusa Pinaxtv so near Yema Obibi Akwa Bashonko Farmer platform way so many say the former vice president of our land, Mature Dr. Bawumia, they are watching trend pa Ghana ha, particularly social media and so Twitter to be precise and other social media handles. And me say nipa dodo na ebusa say why is the vice president trending? Because Yeshemwa, he's not an incumbent vice president, he's a former vice president. Nyema bebre na esisi etwemwa e man trending, but up to now, no, and trend. Now we are coming to you with a lot of explanation as to why the former vice president, Dr. Bawumia, trend. Now over to you, Chris. Chris, I'm about Emra Studios.
Okay.
I'm all for one that why is Bawumia trending?
Okay, so the former vice president of the Republic of Ghana is trending, and we know him for his talks and then lectures mostly so he gets invitations to programs
okay
a woman a church now last week IDU International Democracy Union conference he started blasting President Trump, USA president. Say, well, no trade tariffs are there to China for so no. I mean, that is not what will help him solve his trade deficiency.
So I call back to being an economist, Anna.
He is, and he will always be.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he was blasting him. Say, what trading balances and tariffs, and they resolve it.
Okay.
Yes, our trade imbalances. No. So fast forward, no, Cambridge Africa Business Conference 2025. With a theme Africa Tomorrow, Driving Innovation, Growth and Global Influence. And in some baby a doors on one after the other.
Okay.
And then we see what he really said after he blasted Donald Trump on tariffs out there to China.
So before we come here, that means that Bawumia basically is trending based on the attack, or let's say like Ninsema Wakoka against the US president on the tariff motives.
Yes, so also prior to elections, Bawumia was a running mate. Sorry, a running mate. He has lectures, he organizes lectures and try to explain how they will be able to
run the
economy and make Ghana better. So he hasn't says Saneman Unjaye Oguswa or ye and Bina Wakoye or Brussels, Belgium, Masabi or United Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the informations or my about this whole Cambridge thing?
Okay, and see, first of all, the first pick we can take, I mean, yes, he greeted all of them, bringing greetings from Ghana and all that. So Yamba has I bring you one greetings from Ghana, a country that has become a model of digital progress on the African continent. I'm especially grateful to the Cambridge Africa Business Network for this invitation. And I commend you for providing a global platform to amplify Africa's business ambitions and innovation stories. So basically, he was trying to let them know that now Ghana is on a very good, steady progress with digital progress on this continent. And see, the digitalization process, no, Ghana has so especially in this West African region. And now that for the invitation, to come and then talk to them. Now the next one, no. He was talking about Ghana. After over 60 years of independence, 68 years of independence from colonial rule, most African economies have remained largely informal. I mean, so it has no system.
Okay.
It is just man-made.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's just manpower. It has no system.
Follow a
like everything has become old, archaic. We are still following. Everything is manual.
Okay.
So public administration systems still face deep-rooted problems. Everyday interactions with public services, whether it's applying for driver's license, passport, or any government permit, became difficult. It's in many of our countries, corruption is so widespread that giving and taking bribes is almost normal.
Okay.
So you see, if everything is digitalized, you don't get to meet people one on one to give them monies and all that. Now you can apply for visa in your home.
Okay.
If you are just going to do your biometrics and then you come back home. But first now you have to meet people step by step before you get your passport. So he's trying to tell us that over 60 years, we still have this problem. And with this problem, it gives way for so much bribery and corruption.
So what you say you share the old system where the piano pay so initially oko GRA this wako ya file low taxes una wo throw away but say you call digital world now emphasize anyama ni nyina e ma kata hihye ne proye e ma system ni.
Of course, see when GRA started filing on a portal, a taxpayers portal.
Yeah.
I mean, you just sit at the comfort of your home. You file everything.
Yeah.
Then you pay.
Exactly.
So when there is time for inspections, they will come and inspect. If you faulted, then they will charge you.
Yeah.
Then you pay for it. But since first now you go with your documents, will be better now. So you so we say I will to more. Until you say let you less than money say. Do you understand? Until that ma ketash say no say say you're not a new material. I'm not giving and taking bribes. It's almost normal.
Okay.
Until he sees if we have a very systematic way of doing our things, which is also backed by digitization, he thinks yeah. So then the next point I'll make is we live in an era defined by shocks, pandemics, climate change, financial volatility, and geopolitical uncertainty. For Africa, a continent with youthful energy and immense untapped potential, we face a double-edged situation of both opportunity in our youth, economic potential, and natural resources, but also serious risk from the same sources. So an era that is defined. So in Africa here, I mean, we can be faced with pandemics. I mean, if it is global, definitely the third diabetes may have a kind. Then climate change too is there, financial volatility, geopolitical uncertainties too is there. And we have a lot of the youth, I mean, the population being youthful, I mean, people. The population is very youthful, but we are not tapping into it. It is left untapped. Now the youth will come out and everything is on their own. You're on your own. They try to create their own innovation somewhere and try to make it materialize. No more but the system hasn't created any idea for the youth. So the youthful energy now it remains untapped. So as our natural resources, as we talked about some time ago in Burkina Faso, that they are really making good use of it as of now. It's not like the resources will be there and we just transport everything outside. Now they make good use of it that now they are exporting. When they are exporting, it is raw material they've added value to it and now are more exporting. So I mean, it is telling us that we have resources that is untapped and then youthful energies that is untapped. That is another thing that the former vice president said at the Africa Business Conference at Cambridge. Then the last one that we think we can talk about, in doing this, now, how did he or was he able to try and solve
the problem at hand? Okay.
At hand. And both in the economics, I mean, both in Nisikasemu, anyhow, we'll be able to tap the youth. And I say, Obia will come on board to help or to join in building the economy of Ghana. No? In doing this, we increased the percentage of adults with 10 numbers. I mean, 10 from 4% to 85%. It is now incumbent on the GRA to use this database in tax collection and broaden the tax net. Africa does not lack innovation. We lack systems that scale it. We do not lack ideas. We lack ecosystems that reward and retain them. We do not lack ambition. We lack access to capital, infrastructure, and then trust. So we'll take it. I said, you know. So when he came, he introduced
the 10
tax identification numbers
yeah.
for all of us. We will be, I'm sure, so you also have yours. It's 10 no, I mean, so he's saying that it is now incumbent on the GIS to use this database in tax collection. So now you can't evade tax.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Sure.
Tax, if you avoid tax, you are safe. But if you evade it, you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So all of us, we get paid. I mean, you have to pay your PAYE and all that. You see, say withholding bina only will be dealer. You have to make sure if you withheld it, you have to go and pay and all that. And it's here individually, we all have our numbers that shows that. And it's here personally, if you are going for a contract, now if it's a personal base, that sometimes they would want to know.
Yeah. Say,
do you pay your tax? Africa does not lack innovation. We lack systems that scale it. So yes, we can improve on ourselves. We can improve on how we do our things. But system now, Dr. Bawumia, say it is not there. Then we do not lack ideas. We lack ecosystems that reward and retain them. So the ecosystems that reward and retain them. Now you see the ideas are there. And you bring it out, no? Those ones are not there.
Okay.
Talk of natural resources, because all of them you better exporting. Because now the demand is not in Ghana, the demand is outside Ghana. Then he also talked about we do not lack ambitions, we lack access to. He's still talking about creating systems. It's digitalization that will improve our systems and make, let's say, Africa corruption free. Now, we lack access to capital, infrastructure, and trust. And you see, when the systems are there, there is trust.
Okay.
When there are no systems and everything is better, because book date me training at theatre. But when there is a system, yes, people can go into it and manipulate it. But you see, there is so much trust in that one because I'm meeting fear. Na and I'm meeting fear. Na meeting check because now if you pay your taxes online, you can sit back and check. You can check your receipts. Say yes, my receipts are there. You can print them and keep them wherever you want to keep them. So many years to come, it will still be in the system. And no one will build some kind of trust in the systems that we have. Until some in Nana, Dr. Bawumia Cambridge Africa Business Conference 2025.
So this is coming from a man, Sebe, Ghanaians are a bit disappointed in his role as an economist that we're expecting him to help the country. But what has been the reaction so far from people?
So reactions So one that we would want to take a look at is from Yaokisi at Yesuba 1 on X. So I'll just go through this and then maybe we'll explain. Dr. Bawumia is back, loud as ever. Back with the big grammar, the Cribs charts, and the perfect diagnosis, like he's auditioning for a TED talk on what should be done. But here's the hard truth. You can't keep diagnosing a system you've been part of for 8 solid years. If you have the answers, why didn't we see the cure? Or did no one rate your ideas enough to apply them? So you see, prior to the elections, people were saying it, Bawumia was trying to make it look as if, all that went on within the 8 years, he was not part. And mind you, in MPP's regime, all the things that they were doing, trust me, it was affecting their own party faithful.
Okay.
A lot. Yes, they are all Ghanaians, but it was affecting them.
Okay.
Maybe we'll talk about that some other time. At this point, either he's just another economics theorist detached from reality, or he's the vice president who watched the house burn while giving lectures on fire safety. Ghana is tired of smart talk. We want smart action.
So this one of, I mean, this tells us the reaction of people about this whole Bawumia's talk at the Cambridge, and then and looking at it is like they are used to Bawumia being a loud person, always talking but not finding solution. So that is all for Bawumia and Sema Ibusia Koswa, just a word trending, and this is why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is trending. My comment section, Pinaxtv.